Hey guys, I'm Isaac Jarnigan. I'm an entrepreneur, podcaster, and content creator, and I've been doing it full time for about a year and a half now. And if you couldn't tell, I've just rotated a lot of projects through my workflow, like a lot. And one of the things you sadly got to worry about with content is making sure that you're storing it correctly on your computer digitally. And it can be a super painful process, and honestly, one of my least favorite things about this process. So I thought it'd be cool today. I just recorded some reels over for my social media pages. I recorded about 3, and I just thought it'd be cool if I just kind of rawly go through, upload the footage, organize it, and then tell you where I'll eventually end up putting it when I'm finished with the edits. So before I jump into that, I give tips like this all the time. So definitely check out isaacjarnigan.com/links just to connect with me, check out all I got going on. You can go to the description below. I got all that stuff plugged. BS aside, let's get started here. And now, I know I'm going to miss stuff. Big topic, that's fine. I'm going to clear most of it. Please, 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 please. If you actually have a better system than this for someone at this size of their business, please let me know. First thing we're going to be talking about is like physical storage. Now, this process can be pretty subjective based on what stage of your business or freelance career you're at. Specifically, me talking about a kind of a freelancer or a team of one that's worked with less than, let's say, 25 terabytes of footage. I've only worked with a little bit over 5 terabytes myself, but as cameras get better, that fills up a lot faster nowadays. Currently, I'm equipped with, obviously, my computer storage. I use that to store my programs, like, for example, my Adobe Suite or my internet browser or things like that. Now, all of my content I have stored on physical storages for the most part. Where these come in. Boom, look at that, beautiful. This portable thing right here is the Samsung T7 SSD. SSD stands for solid state drive, and it's the faster type of storage. So it's a lot more expensive to get a large amount of storage on this. This is a 500 gigabyte drive, and I use this to store all my current projects that I am actively working on. I'm just gonna plug it in for you right now. We're gonna see locations here. We're gonna go T7. So I know I haven't really finished up my storage talk, but let's just kind of go one step of the process at a time. So I'm going to upload my footage for today's reels. I'm going to put my SD card in an SD card reader. If you don't have one, they're super cheap, or you might even have one in your computer. You shouldn't be spending more than like $20 on your first one. All right, we're going to open up this footage. We're going to access it. All right, so here's my footage that I just shot today. Here's what I'm going to kind of do. This is a project for me, Isaac Jarnigan. That's my name. What we're going to do is we're just going to dump it into the same place right now. So we're going to do a new folder. We're going to name it today's date. And I kind of like to name it the European way, I believe. I do 2024-1/29. The reason I do it this way is so that it will always sort in order by date if you start with the year. If you don't start with the year, it can get weird when sorting alphabetical. Now, I know you can like sort it however you want, but I just kind of like sorting it the way it's always going to work so it doesn't have to be checked on date all the time to have it in order by date. We'll continue on with the name later. Now I'm just going to dump all the footage in here because I recorded like 3 different reels, which is now uploaded. So let's sort out the different reels I recorded. This was a really simple one. It's just a reel called Photos That Give Me Joy. So to sort that out, I'm going to rename a folder because this is kind of my master folder with all the footage, but we still have to kind of sort it more. So I'm going to do 2024-1/29. I'm going to name it Photos that Give Me Joy. That's something very, very memorable. That's something very, very memorable that I can sort that by. Now, if I ever happen to name a folder twice, Photos That Give Me Joy, obviously there's going to be 2 different dates on them, so I can always identify which one I need to get to. I know I'm probably doing things without kind of explaining them, and I apologize for that. It's a very intricate process, but let me try my best. How I sort my folder from here is I sort it by final export. This is where I'm going to put the final edit when I'm done with that video eventually. Now we're going to make a folder called footage. This is where I'll put this. And since I shot it on my Sony a7 III, I'm going to name the folder A7 III. Why would I do this now? I'm just getting into the habit because if I'm on a shoot with multiple cameras, which I have been, it's very helpful to split them up into folders. So let's say I recorded on a GoPro. I'd have a GoPro folder with all my GoPro footage. What if I had a drone? Boom. All my drone footage goes right here. Boom. I'd be able to tell perfectly. But in this case, I only have one clip and one camera. So I'm just going to have this camera here. Perfect. Next, I'm going to make a folder called Premiere Files. Premiere is the editor I use. You could put whatever editor you use. I just kind of like to have my editing files all in one spot. And then this just is all personal preference from here, but I'll have a thumbnail folder because I'm pretty much make thumbnails for every piece of content I make. So I always have a thumbnail folder for my thumbnail. So this is like the main structuring for each folder I have. Here's just a little bit more of an intricate example. This is my video about unboxing one of my film cameras. As you can see, I haven't edited yet because there's nothing in the final export folder. But as you can see, I recorded on 2 different cameras. My PowerShot, which is my little mini Canon camera that I like to get fun little looks on like this, the really ancient looks. Boom, look how cool that looks. And then my A7 III again. As you can see, I have multiple clips in different folders, so that's kind of how that looks. So we got done making that folder. Let's make another one. What was this? All right, this clip 16 is a video about me talking about how I met up with some friends that I met through social media. I'm going to name it How I Met Up with Friends in Minneapolis. That's not a great name, but it gives me an idea, and reels are a little weird. So, same thing. I'm naming all the folders the same because I do this the same way every time. I'm going to drag this piece of footage into the footage folder. I'm going to name it A7 III, so if I ever go back, I can remember that I shot that on the A7 III. Kind of cool. All right, 2 more. And I believe this is the same video. No, it's not. All right. This is a video where I talked about my 8 inspirations that I printed out on Polaroids. How cool. Let's name it 2024. Start with the year, then the month, then the day, then a little divider. You can do whatever you want. I use a lowercase l. Oh. Then we're going to type in, let's do Polaroid inspirations. I'm going to make the folders. Boom. It's beautiful. And I'm going to drag this baby into the footage file, and I shot it on a Sony A7 III. You might shoot it on your iPhone. In that case, you would just drag your iPhone footage in and name it iPhone. But I'm fortunate enough to have a camera. I'm going to use it. All right, one last folder. This was another really basic video. Why you should have a silver shooter. Like I said, this is what I call the silver shooter. I think it's great, so I'm going to make a reel about why people should have the silver shooter. Final export. Footage. Premiere Files. Thumbnail. Boom. Put it into the A7 III folder. Boom, chicka pow, wow. Look at that, it's beautiful. Look at all these projects that I need to get done. All right, so obviously I don't have any of those reels that I had today done, but I do have another project done. I have the Tupelo Honey project done. I have all these final exports. I got 7 different videos from it. I got tons of different footage from it. There's my Premiere Files that I use to edit, that I can go in and edit it if I need to. And then here's my thumbnail I made. Look how beautiful it is. One of the biggest problems with storing files is you got to back them up. I mean, you just got to, especially when you're physically storing them. You could have a fire. You could lose it out in public. There's so many things that can happen. What we're going to do is we're going to drag this into the backup folder. All right, now it's in the backup folder of the T7. Obviously, it's not backed up yet. This is more as a reminder to eventually back it up. Every Sunday, I have a note in my Notion. You could put it in your calendar. You could write a sticky note. However you keep track of things and show up on time. I have a note that says backup drives. Now you think you got Sunday cleaning, you gotta dust your room or vacuum your mom's bedroom or whatever. This is the digital age, and if you do something like this, you got to clean up your files too. It's super important. So on my cleaning list, I literally have back up my drives. What I mean by that is that I am going to put what is on my T7, and I'm going to put it onto 2 physical drives. The physical drives I use are the Western Digital 5 terabyte hard drives. Now these load a little slower. This is why I back up stuff on them. Like you said, I have 2 of them. Now here's how I back them up. I plug baby in. This can get a little confusing, but I have 1A, and then I have 1B. 1A, 1B, exact same thing. They're the exact same things on them. What's different about them? 1A I carry with me. If I need to go out in public and access my old files, I bring 1A with me. 1B always stays safe with me. Always stays safe in my house. If it gets stolen, that's fine. I have 1A. If my house burns down, that's fine. I have 1A. Don't worry about it. You have 2. Peace of mind. Now, if I just had 1 and I lost it, you're screwed. Let's continue. I'm going to plug in 1A. Like I said, you can name yours whatever you want. But I'm going to do 1A, 1B for now. Takes a little longer to load. It's a little slower. We're going to open in 1A. As you can see, I have it structured the same way. I have backup. I have clients. All right, so I have my T7 open, and I have my 1A open. As you can see, 1A does not have the folder in it, and we need it to have it so that we're all backed up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this Tupelo Honey folder into 1A backup, and this could take an eternity, so bear with me. It's going to take 5 minutes, so let's get back to you when that happens, baby. I have uploaded my T7 file in the backup folder to the 1A file also in the backup folder. So now we have 2 copies of Tupelo Honey. Let's get a 3rd copy in here. How we're going to do that is we're going to open 1B, which is kind of my backup drive for 1A, if you can remember. We can get rid of the T7 viewer just for the sake of screen real estate. And now we're going to do the exact same thing. We'll put 1A to the top so we're not confused here. We're going to put this Tupelo Honey file into the backup of 1B. As you can see, I'm uploading it right now, but for the sake of time, I made another one. So this process has all been temporary. Here's what we're permanently going to do with it. We're going to put it in the exact same spot in the clients folder. So as you can see, 1A and 1B, the exact same thing. Backup clients, same thing. So what this process looks like, we're going to drag this into clients. Then we're going to go to Isaac Jarnigan, which is in alphabetical order here. Computer just froze up a bit. All right, we're in the Isaac Jarnigan folder. All my clients are in alphabetical order. All my clients exposed. Crazy. And now this is structured the exact same way. 2023, 11, 16. It's going to go right in order. As you can see, every single one of my projects follows the same format. And we're going to do the same thing for this one. We're going to go to clients. It's going to load for us here. Going to show all my clients. I'm going to drag this into the Isaac Jarnigan folder. I'm going to put this in the media folder once it loads for me. And now we have 2 identical drives with all of the projects in it. Now, since we have 2 copies of it, we can delete this backup copy, which I'm going to do right now. And now my T7 folder is just current projects, and my Tupelo Honey project is saved forever. If my 1A drive corrupts, no problem. I have my 1B drive. If my 1B drive corrupts, no problem. I have my 1A drive. Now you might have the question, while I'm actually editing the project, how do you back up the T7 file? Well, that's simple. All you do is make a backup folder on your actual computer hard drive. I have it right here. And what I do is I simply copy and paste over my T7 folder into my computer every week. And then after I edit my T7 folder, I delete my backup folder every week and then repaste my T7 folder in there so that it's up to date. So I do that weekly. So I have a backup there too. And then another case and measure is just leave your footage on your SD card. until you're done with the project. Just in case all goes south, you still have the footage. You can re-edit it. That is how I handle that. Now, one last concern is, all right, Isaac, this drive's only 5 terabytes. What if that fills up? With how much storage cameras take nowadays, that probably will happen. All you got to do is get 2 more drives. Call it 2A and 2B, and repeat the same system with 1A and 1B, just with more. So your drives will start to add up, but the goal is that by the time you have too many drives, that you'll have a bigger budget with a bigger team, and you'll have to switch over to cloud storage, and you'll have to really think about that process more and look into all cloud storage or all whatever those drive systems are called. This is just to get you by the beginning while you're broke and you're trying to have fun with creativity. Last order of business, cloud storage. I have a few hundred gigs that I pay like $4 a month for. I only use it for things that I just really, really, really don't want to lose. So logos and certain projects. I also use this to send projects to clients, and I'll just keep them up. If they're taking up too much storage, I'll say, hey client, cloud storage kind of takes up a lot. I will always have this backed up on my hard drives, but I'm going to take it off my cloud storage for now. That's what I use cloud storage for. It's not huge for me right now. As I continue to scale, I will let you know how I change my storage solutions, but this is what I do for now. This is what works for me. Please let me know if something better works for you. I'd love to know. If you found this helpful, definitely go to isaacjarnigan.com/links. Check out what I'm up to. Network with me. Say hi. I'll say hi back. It'll be great. And happy storing. Peace, love, and tranquility, y'all. Have a good day.